thought I'd give you a little update of some of the things we've got to fix. So, press is all back together. So basically what I had to do was cut this right off, this whole shaft here, and weld it back on. I know the light's not very good, but to add extra support to it, because some of the metal was sort of cut away, we put this cord on here. Sorry about the light. In here, what we did was, I don't know if you can see, but we welded little lugs on here, so when these clamps down here, if they do move with wear and tear, they've got a bit more guidance before sliding in. I also had to weld up, sorry the lighting's not very good, all the bits around here and along there and along there where it all twisted. This here I took completely apart. I actually cut it right out and then re-welded the beam back in, and also had to weld down in the corner down there where it cracked. So I don't know if generally it was a problem that was just going to happen regardless, or there's a DRZ. So as you can see, shearing shed is all cleared out. We've got one bale of wool hidden in the corner there, which is locks, which we're not sending away, due to the fact is that wool prices are not worth sending it away. For what we're going to get back, we'd spend more on freighting it there than what we would. So the plan is maybe to turn it into fertilizer, maybe, I don't know yet. But as you can see, the shed is back to its former garage state, which we've done today. We've put the bench up there ready to go. My tool chest and all that will go back in here in the next couple of weeks once I've finished in town with my son Benjamin. And we've got all the bikes back in, well, most of the bikes back in. So DRZ, she's running, she splutters. She needs a carb taken off. Wow, the sun is really shining through those windows good today. So she is running. She needs a new chain, new rear sprocket, new front sprocket, and she's getting completely stripped down to the frame, getting all the bearings re-greased, all the shafts in here re-greased, and then the frame's getting painted and she's all getting put back together, and hopefully give her a nice overhaul and clean the carb out, because I think she's got problems with carb and there is a bit of shit in the fuel tank as well. I'd also like to get a proper fuel tank strap ordered, and get that all sorted. Benjamin's bike seems to be running fine, apart from the little cobras, the little adjusters for the idles. They keep altering, so it either starts revving up or it dies on them. Mum's bike, which Cat, my other half's been using, Cat, that's going all right. We've just got to do a little adjustment on the clutch, and then she'll be good. We made a gasket out of a piece of cardboard, which I will post right here. The actual farm bike, which my son's sitting on, she runs, but like a bag of shite. She needs choke cable, throttle cable, carb cleaning, or new jets for the carb, maybe a possibility even of a carb, exhaust system, and there was something else I was thinking, I forgot. Oh, and we've got back mud guards to put on, which is in better nick, so that sorts that problem out. My dad's bike, his private bike, needs a carb taken out and all cleaned and put back together, because it's just carb problems. The float's stuck open on it, but we can't seem to get it stuck, so we're going to have to take it apart. These little bikes, there's nothing really wrong with them. They're all good. This bike here, it's a privately owned bike by another couple that used to come out and visit. They haven't used it for a couple of things. The battery's buggered. It keeps buggering the battery up, so I think it needs a new battery and she would be good to go. So all good on that sort of the front. So basically we've just got carburetor, cables. We're also taking the plastics off, changing the plastics because they're all being bodge jobbed. Going to clean up the frames, put a tray on it like this frame here is going on it. So we're going to make one like this for it, and then put a box on. That'll go on the front there. The back of it, we'll put a little tray on the back with a little seat, so if you're carrying kids or anything, they've got a little bit of cushion, because we don't go flying around on them. My one, she just literally needs to be completely stripped and time to give her a good overhaul. She's frame's starting to rust in places, and it would be nice just to be able to take it all apart, give her a nice freshen up. The engine doesn't need anything doing to it. The carb seems to be all right. There is a little bit of a sticky dead spot in it, which I think is just starvation of fuel. But I'd like to take it all apart, grease it all up. She's coming up 14 years old, and the only thing I've replaced on this bike is the actual shocker. So, other than that, all is good. Down here, everything's shut down, ready for the winter. We've got 6 sheep that might need shearing, 6, 7 sheep, maybe 10 of mutton near the end of the winter. So we always keep this area cleanish enough just to shear the mutton sort of thing, which we normally do that at the beginning of the season, depending how we get on. We'll be killing a big whack of mutton later on. We've got this corner to dig out next and get ready for all the projects in hand. We're also going to be modifying this bale door, because bales only just fit through this door. So what we're going to do is, this post here, we're going to cut it somewhere about there and put a timber right across this whole thing, and then that means we should be able to get a vehicle in here easy enough, and the digger and whatnot. We're going to move the door from being just that wide to bringing it up to this timber here, so it'll be that wide. It does mean that obviously I've got to do a bit of woodwork, but we're going to have to redo the end of this building anyway. So the plan is to literally do the timber work inside as best we can, and then basically strip down the side and then put OSB on and then re-tin it. Put a proper door in, put a roller door system in, because outside here, if all goes well with the road, there'll be a road coming down through here, and it'll come down and then hopefully end up in here, so we'll be able to reverse trucks up. Instead of having the road so trucks reverse right up to the door and go, we're going to have it so that the road comes here to about here, which is about, what, 12 foot away, and we're going to fill this out with rock and build it all up, put supports in here and build it up so that you can have a little bit of a road go out that way to end up having access to get into the back of the shed with the bikes and whatnot. That's the plan, depending on how things go. We might have a bit of a ramp whatnot, but it'd be nice to be able to store machinery in there for the winter time. Yes, we can only put them on the concrete part of things, but the bikes themselves could sit on the wood. The diggers and dumpers could sit in here. Once the garage is built and the building's moved over, we theoretically don't need this as a workshop. It will literally just be for livestock, for shearing shed stuff. But you might want to use it for painting battens, staining things. At least the option's there. But before we can get doing to the road, first job would be clearing all this away and moving that cabin, which is another job on the to-do list. So what I'll do is some stage I'll write down a list of what we've got to do just for the road preparations, but we've also got to get our cesspit tank, get the pipes buried for that beforehand, and so the road can go over the pipes, and then once we've done that, we're then pretty much sorted. Right, now I've got a question for all you guys. I need help. This is a clue of what I'm planning on trying to do. Right, so the 774 had I think they're called a Victor cab, or basically a Victor Q cab, like deluxe cab or whatever they call them. Really good, quite like them. But basically what it is because they're static steering, they have this bolted to it. So this is actually a piece here, bolts to your cab, because you don't have a fuel tank sort of in the way, I'm guessing. And your orbital system goes in here, which is this bit right here, which is a Danfoss steering unit. So on the back of here, I don't know if it's going to focus for me. It has, wait a minute, let me change the camera angle and then we'll get a better shot at it. 2 secs, let's do that. On here, so this is the orbital unit. Now I've got to make this to fit into a standard sort of like 5000 tractor. But first question is, these markings here, I'm guessing this is left and right, which would be left and right. What I don't understand is these T and P. I take it P is pressure. T, I don't have a clue. If you can help me out which lines need to go where, much appreciated for that. I don't know if you can see the serial numbers. I'll hold it there so you can write them down if you want to. So it's B1600N is a type. and the NR is 1500028, which seems to be the thing. The type is OVPK15. So basically I need to know what fittings they are. I'm taking that's right, that's left, and P must be pressure, and T must be like return, I'm guessing. But that's what I really need to confirm, is those two, and make sure I got them all right. And then I got to modify this shaft. So I'm going to have to make something a little bit like this here, which I'll post a picture right here for you. And just have the steering box. I don't need, you can buy the downforce kits from Agroline, but I don't need the whole setup. I literally just need the steering system. Well, this is the one that's off here, but as you can see, it's a lot shorter. And I'm going to have to sort of modify this to fit on the actual bell housing of the tractor itself, or on where the steering box bolts onto. So two problems I have. One is this shaft here, as good as it is off center. Why is it off center for? It was never off center before. Now it's off center. Anyway, I need to know how to get this apart. I've put pressure on it. Sadly, someone else has tried and they've beveled the end, but I can take that to a guy with a lathe and he can fix that up for me, as I need to cut this. Now, I'm assuming that bearing's only pressed in, but that bearing's also naffed. So, what do? Do I faff around with this and try and make it up? Or is there anywhere in the UK that has a Danfoss steering box that will fit a 5000 or a 6000, 6600 tractor? I don't mind if the orbital unit's buggered, because I have an orbital unit, which is in good nick. And then I can make it up. So if you got one like this, but the orbital unit's buggered, I'll be definitely interested. Please email me at kentongoodwin@horizon.co.uk. Post a comment in below and I can give you the details. Or look at me on Facebook, Kenton Goodwin on Facebook, and give me a PM. You can't mistake it, it's a picture of my county. And hopefully we can sort something out. Because at the moment, trying to find things in the UK on the internet's a bit tricky, and I don't get the chance to go to a scrapyard in the UK because I'm 8,000 miles away. So if you're more than happy to help, I'd more than appreciate it. So, but anyways, I'll leave it like that for now, and we'll see how we get on. And like I said, that's just a little update. I thought I'd chuck an extra video at you for this week, and then we will go from there. So take it easy.